Oh my goodness. Everyone, we have an alert. Everyone, sound the alarms, sound the trumpet, sing hallelujah for Christ's sakes. Because you know why? The Phillies actually won a series on the road. Oh my goodness. And it's funny too because I didn't even realize this team never won a series on the road last year. It's been that long. They haven't won a road series since September of 2019 against the Atlanta Braves. A road series of 3 games or more. It's been that long. And they do it tonight by coming back in the 9th inning on a Odubel Herrera game-tying home run. And then the clutch bat of Andrew Knapp, the clutch bat of Nick Maton, giving the Phillies those insurance runs in the extra innings, sealing this victory off as the Phillies win by a score of 5-2. They won a road series. They won a series on the road. I think that's the biggest story here. They had the chance to do it in Atlanta. They had the chance to do it on Saturday. Didn't do it. It is what it is at this point. But they come into Washington. They win yesterday. And today the offense was very quiet throughout the entire game. Zach Wheeler pitched your team a really good game. Sadly, the pitch count got very high because the Nationals, they battled throughout the lineup today in Zach Wheeler's performance. But Zach Wheeler gave you a good outing today. The bullpen gave you a good outing today. And the offense finally decided to wake up because Odubel Herrera had to be clutch in that 9th inning. And then the 10th inning, Rhys Hoskins getting on, got Andrew Knapp driving him in. You got Nick Maton getting a single coming into the ball game late for Didi Gregorius, who might be hurt. We have no idea why. But, hey, clutch at bats and driving in runs with runners in scoring position. The Phillies actually did something late in this ball game for once, and they didn't fluster about it. And I was so happy because I was so scared if you only got 1 run in that 10th inning, and Hector Neris had to come out with the game-tying run on second base, and that's what scared me. Get those extra runs, get those insurance runs, so Hector Neris has something to work with and he doesn't panic out on the mound. And thankfully, he did not allow a single run coming into it in the bottom of the 10th. And he got the team a much-needed and much-deserved win. It was looking ugly, too, because when the Nationals scored their runs in that 6th inning, it was like, you see the play from Odubel Herrera and Bryce Harper. It's just like they don't know where the ball is. They collide with each other. You're just like, oh, God. You're like, oh, it's going to be one of these games. It's going to be one of these. On a stupid blunder in the outfield is why we're going to lose this game, and our offense just doesn't show up. But thankfully, that's not the case. It still happened, though. That play in the outfield was atrocious. But thankfully, it didn't happen. It wasn't the reason why we lost this game. We came back. We won this game. We scored the runs, and thank God. Thank God we can all say that the Phillies won a series on the road. Man, it's really been that long. It's like I said, I never realized I didn't do that last year. That was just the weirdness of last year, and mainly me forgetting about everything like I normally do. Oh man. But hey, Philly got the win. That's all that matters. It does. And like I said, Didi Gregorius left this game early. Nick Maton comes in to replace him. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with Didi. I'm sure Joe Girardi will express more of that in his press conference in post-game. And definitely I'll be refreshing through Twitter maybe later in this recap, maybe closer towards the end, to see what Joe Girardi has the update status about Didi Gregorius. But hopefully it's nothing a little too serious there. But hey, Nick Maton came in clutch when he had to come in. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. So let's get into this ball game. Zach Wheeler pitched really good. Sadly, the pitch count was up there, but the Phillies did get a run early in the 2nd inning. Rhys Hoskins gets on with a single. Alec Bohm walks, and then Andrew Knapp, the best backup catcher in baseball, because honestly, if you look at Andrew Knapp's numbers, they don't pop. They don't tell you anything. They show you that he's having not really a good year. But then also you see the RBIs. You see the runs that he's driven in. He's been a really clutch bat for us this year, and he's come up big in certain moments when we needed him to. And before, when he first got called up in those first few years when he was with the team, he really wasn't doing anything. And we were using him in these big situations. He wasn't getting it done. But hey, Last year, he was a big bat for us. He had a breakout year last year. And this year, he's been a big bat for us off the bench. He's been a big bat for us in serious situations. And he was today. And he drives in this first run of the ball game to make it a 1-0 lead. The Phillies still had 2 runners on base, but Odubel Herrera gets a ground out. And you had to deal with Zach Wheeler batting with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. And that's not really going to do you well there. So the Phillies, they go 1-0 in the second inning. And like I said, the offense was really quiet. They had their chances. Bryce Harper had a really good chance to drive in a run in the 5th inning with Andrew McCutchen on third base, but it wasn't Andrew McCutchen on third base. It was Bryce Harper getting a hit to left field, but of course, just out of the unluckiness of everything, and it's Kyle Schwarber just gunning out a guy from left field. It's like out of all the people, it's out of all the people, it was Kyle Schwarber to gun out someone at home plate. It was Odubel Herrera that was trying to score on that Bryce Harper hit. But like I said, out of all the people, it was Kyle Schwarber that had an absolute gun to throw out. And I don't blame the Phillies in that situation. You had to get runs on the board. You had to try something because your offense really wasn't doing anything the entire day. So I don't blame the Phillies I don't blame the third base coach for sending Odubel Herrera in that situation. He needed to score runs. And it was just a really good throw by Kyle Schwarber. So I really don't blame anything in that situation. And yeah, it was just a really good throw. So sadly, that's what happened. But hey, all props to Schwarber on that play for throwing out Odubel at home plate. And then you go into, and I felt like it was going to be one of those situations where, okay, Schwarber throws the guy out at home plate. He prevents the Phillies from scoring a run. Oh boy, are their bats going to wake up? Are they going to try to tie this ball game? Are they going to take the lead? They did get some base runners in that 5th inning, but Zach Wheeler managed to get out of it. And like I said, the Nats battled this entire day. They got people on base. Zach Wheeler managed to get out of it. But you go into that 6th inning for the Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman is the Philly killer from his entire career. He leads off with a double. Then Kyle Schwarber gets a ground out, forces Zimmerman to third base, and then Starlin Castro, the very next batter, gets a base hit up the middle and drives in Zimmerman to tie this ball game. And this is where Alex Avila comes up, and you get the terrible, I have no idea what happened in the outfield between Bryce Harper and Odubel Herrera, where Avila hits the ball. At first, I thought it was gone off the bat. I was like, oh my God, of course. I was like, of course it's going to go out. But then you see Bryce Harper, you see Odubel Herrera trying to look at the ball. It looks like it's going to land where they're standing, but then no one really knows who's trying to get the ball, or they both don't know where the ball is at this point. It drops in between them. They both collide into each other. Avila gets a triple out of this, and it scores the go-ahead run to make it a 2-1 ball game. And okay. It's like, what? What is going on here? That's Phillies defense 101. They don't have good defense, and that showed it there, even though that's really over-exaggerated in that standpoint, but my God, that was terrible. That was awful. My goodness. It was just bad, and it was during that situation after the 6th inning where Nick Maton came in for Didi Gregorius. He left with an elbow injury, but hopefully it's not too serious. Like I said, I will browse Twitter mostly towards the end of this recap just to check and see what Joe Girardi said about Didi Gregorius. Maybe there won't be an update. Maybe you never know. Maybe you'll have to wait till the next day, but we'll have to wait and find out. So Nats go up 2-1 in that 6th inning. Phillies can't really get anything going. They get some base runners, but they can't find a way to drive in those runners in scoring position. Brad Miller gets on with a base hit. Then Andrew McCutchen, he grounds out, but it moves Brad Miller over the second base. Gene Segura gets a single, which forces Brad Miller to third. And there was a chance for him to score as well, but they weren't going to test the arm of Kyle Schwarber. Where actually this was going to Juan Soto. And of course, when it's going to Juan Soto and they choose not to send Brad Miller, that's when Soto throws it 50 miles away from home plate. So I guess it was just, I can understand not trying to send Brad Miller there just because you don't want to take the risk. But of course, it turns out to that situation, and then Bryce Harper can't get the job done there. The bullpen comes in for the Phillies. Connor Brogdon, he gets the job done in the 7th inning, goes a 1-2-3. Phillies, they can't do anything in the 8th inning. Connor Brogdon stays in for that for that 8th inning for one batter, gets Ryan Zimmerman out. Then Ranger Suarez comes in. He allows a couple of base runners, and it got scary because the Phillies, Gene Segura made an error on a hit by Josh Bell, and there were a couple of runners on base at that point. He had a chance to ground it. For some reason, the ball just popped in the air on him, and it went right behind him, and the bases got loaded. But thank God, Ranger Suarez was able to strike out the very next batter in Jordy Mercer. Thank God. Oh, thank God. 9th inning comes along. Their closer comes out, Brad Hand, and Andrew Knapp starts off the inning with a strikeout, but he did battle a lot in that at bat. And this was a weird inning by Brad Hand. He hung a lot of curveballs in this inning. And thank God on one of those hanging curveballs, Odubel Herrera up at the plate, hangs the curveball right down the middle, crushes the ball, bat flip in the air, and the ball is out in center field. And this game is tied at 2 from Odubel Herrera. Like I said, don't like the guy that much. I don't respect him, but thank God that he tied the ball game up. And yes, his bat lately has been very good. He has been very hot at the plate as of late. But I'm not going to really express my opinions more on Odubel Herrera because we all know how I feel on that situation. But thank God. Thank God he did tie the game. But then you get Scott Kingery coming up for a pinch hit, and you know what happens in Scott Kingery's at-bats. He strikes out like it's nothing, and so many hanging curveballs right down the middle of the plate for him. It was just unreal how he just cannot hit a baseball. Like, the dude legitimately forgot how to hit. It's unbelievable. Like, this guy does not deserve to be on a major league roster anymore. It's that bad. From his hesitations in the infield to his just forgetting how to hit. It's bad. It's really bad. And he just doesn't deserve to be on the major league roster. But sadly, I guess he's going to be up here for a little bit. So we're going to have to deal with Scott Kingery striking out a billion times every time he comes up the plate. Unbelievable. Andrew McCutchen does get hit by a pitch the very next at bat, but Gene Segura can't do anything in that situation, so you go into the bottom of the 9th inning. Jose Alvarado comes out. He does get a couple of base runners on there. He gets Victor Robles a strikeout, but then Trey Turner gets a double down the line, intentionally walks Juan Soto, but then thank God he managed to get Ryan Zimmerman to ground into a double play to get out of the inning. Thank God the Philly killer managed to get out and get a double play. So Alvarado gets out of that jam. We go into the 10th inning. Brad Hand is still out there for some reason. Bryce Harper, so you get the stupid 10th inning rule, the extra inning rule. So Andrew McCutchen has to go to second base. Bryce Harper leads off, gets a single, and it goes right to Kyle Schwarber, of course. And Andrew McCutchen goes to third. You're not going to try to score once again on Kyle Schwarber. So Kutch stays at third base. Mount Visit comes out. And then Brad Hand comes out of this ball game. Rhys Hoskins comes into a bat, and then he gets a single down the right field line, and he makes it a 3-2 ball game. Alec Bohm, not a good day at the plate for him. He grounds into a double play. I know he also struck out 3 times in this ball game. He moved Bryce Harper over to third base, but jeez. Oh my goodness. Then Nick Maton with the clutch RBI single, making it a 4-2 ball game. And then Nick Maton tries to steal second base, but then you get a throwing error by Alex Avila, which allows him to go to third base. And then Andrew Knapp with the clutch bat of the best backup catcher in baseball, and he gets an RBI single to drive in Nick Maton to make it a 5-2 ball game. Odubel Herrera, he had another pitch to drive. He kind of made a bat flip, but I think he also kind of realized that the ball wasn't traveling as well as the one he hit for the home run. So he gets the fly out. Phillies go up 5-2 in the 10th inning. Bottom of the 10th, Hector Neris, 1-2-3 inning, and he gets the save. And the Phillies win their first road series since 2019. Let's look at the pitching stats. Zach Wheeler goes 6 innings, allows 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. A really solid performance out of Zach Wheeler. Just sadly, those situations in the outfield in that 6th inning just don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it at all. But still, very solid outing out of Zach Wheeler. Connor Brogdon goes an inning in the 3rd, does his job, gets out of the situations, and he did a pretty good job today. Ranger Suarez got into a jam, but got the final 2 outs of that inning, struck out 2, and allowed 1 hit and 1 walk. Jose Alvarado gets the win today. He pitches a full inning. He gets into the gym as well, but makes Ryan Zimmerman ground out into that double play, so good on him. And Hector Neris comes in for that final in the 10th and strikes out 1 and gets the job done. Let's look at the lineup for today. Andrew McCutchen in the leadoff spot goes 1 for 3 with 1 walk. Gene Segura, his bat hasn't been as hot in this series. He goes 1 for 5 in this ballgame with a strikeout. Bryce Harper had a great day at the plate, goes 3 for 5 with a run scored, and his average is back above 300. It is at 308 currently. Rhys Hoskins had a good day at the dish, 4 for 2 with a run scored, a walk, and an RBI. Alec Boehm, not a good day at the plate for him. He goes 0 for 4 with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Just not a good day at the plate for Alec Boehm, and there are a lot of pitches that he does leave right down the middle of the plate. And he's just in one of these funks where he gets really frustrated in the batter's box. And he has been coming up with some clutch hits as of late, but he needs to find a way to put it together consistently. He does have these games where he does get multiple hits, but he also has some of these games where it's just ugly at bat after ugly at bat where he strikes out way too much. He needs to find a way to get consistently hitting maybe 1 hit a game, 2 hits a game more consistently. And I do think he's eventually going to find that out, but right now, he's just in one of those funks, and I believe he's eventually going to get out of it. Didi Gregorius, before he came out of the ball game, he goes 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Nick Maton came in for him in relief. He goes 1 for 3 with that RBI single in the 10th inning. Andrew Knapp goes 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs, so the clutch backup catcher in baseball. Odubel Herrera goes 2 for 5 with the game-tying home run in that 9th inning. And Zach Wheeler goes 0 for 1. Brad Miller had an at-bat for pinch hitting, and he went 1 for 1, and Scott Kingery, we all know what happened. He struck out. And for Phillies' other statistics, they were 7 for 14 with runners in scoring position today, so that's a really good thing. They also left 10 runners stranded on base as well, but hey, they batted .500 today with runners in scoring position, so somewhat of a bright spot, I would say. And I do want to check on that situation if Joe Girardi said anything about Didi Gregorius, so I'm going to peruse the Twitterverse just real quickly, and let's see if Joe Girardi said anything right now on Didi Gregorius. And here we go. Here's one. So Didi Gregorius' elbow acted up. He most likely felt it following in the second at bat. He'll probably be out for a couple of days. Joe Girardi and Dave Dombrowski will talk later about a possible roster move. Phillies may have to send down a pitcher for another bench bat. So right now it doesn't look like it's serious. He's probably going to miss a couple of days in the office. And the Phillies are going to definitely have to call up another bat to be on the bench. So most likely this will mean Nick Maton gets a couple of more starts at shortstop for Didi Gregorius. So at least thankfully right now it's not serious for him. And we'll just have to go on from there. So Phillies got to win. The Phillies win a road series, and I want to see their record too. And because I just closed the MLB app, so now I got to wait for it to load. So if I go to the standings for the NL East, the Phillies are 20-17 on the season. They are a game behind the New York Mets, who are 18-13 on the year. And just thank God. Thank God. And the Phillies' run differential is actually getting a lot better. They're a -1 now. And there are actually 2 teams in the National League East that are now a plus run differential, the Mets and the Marlins. Mets have a +4 and the Marlins have a +9, so there you go. Something there to talk about. So that's going to do it for this video. The Phillies finally won a road series, so I want to hear all your thoughts down in the comment section below as always, because the Phillies actually won a road series for once. So I want to hear your excitement about that. So don't forget to leave those comments in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I'm a part of. Their links will be in the description below. Don't forget to check out the links to the Flyer.pod merchandise website and the link for Flyers Nitty Gritty. They will both be in the description below as well. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, everyone, and I will see you next time.